What you're going to do is you're going to go to Google Drive, and then you search for Google Drive, and then after searching for Google Drive, you can just choose create file, and then as you can see here, Google Drive trigger, which is file created, and then after creating that, this is what you will see. So you go here and then you create new credentials. So my credentials are already here, so you create new credentials. So there's this thing that N8N did. So I remember when I first started using N8N was that you had to go connect your Google OAuth, get your client secrets, your credentials and all that. But now when you're saying create new credentials, this is what you're gonna see. I was just surprised when I saw this. So this is what you're gonna see. When you see this, you can sign in with Google. So but before you sign in with Google, what you're gonna do is you go to Google Console, and then you enable your APIs, meaning that like you will allow all Google apps like your Google Drive, your Google like your Gmail, your slides, Google Slides, Google Sheets, and everything, like all Google apps, so that you can be able to access all those things. So in the background, like I was very shocked to find out that like they are able to like take care of all this admin that was like that took you like maybe like 10 minutes to do. So now they've been like they've opted to do it like in the back end. So what's going to happen here is that you sign in. Before you sign in with Google, so what you will do is you go to Google Console, and then after going to Google Console, you sign in. After signing in, you create a folder. After creating a folder, I'll just post another video explaining all this. So what's going to happen is you will sign in with Google after you've enabled all your APIs. Your APIs meaning that like your API for your Google Sheets, your API for your Gmail, your API for your Google Slides, API for your Google Drive. Okay, so after you've done this, you will have so I named mine Drive Invoice. So you can name, you can see here, you can rename it here. So that is why I say Drive Invoice. Okay, so and then your poll time is every minute. This means that like how often do you want this AI agent or this automation to go through your emails, and then they can do whatever they it's like a job description. So it's like how often do you want them to go through your emails and then check all the messages that you've received and all that. So I will just leave it as every minute, and then we go down, trigger changes involving a specific folder, leave it like this, and then folder. So you will say list, and then if you're saying list, so when you connect this, after connecting this drive folder, it means you're connecting your Google Drive. So what's going to happen is this AI agent will be connected to your Google Drive. Whatever email that you're using, it will be connected to your Google Drive. So on your Google Drive, what you need to do is you need to go to your Google Drive for that for that email that you've created. So after going to a Google Drive for that email you've created, you need to go and say new. You create a new folder, and then in that new folder you can then name that new folder, like I named mine with YouTube demo invoice. Sorry about that, or on voice, it is supposed to be YouTube demo invoice. So after naming that as YouTube demo invoice, it's a folder now on your Google Drive. So you go back to your N8N. So since you've connected both, like you've connected your N8N and you've connected your Google Drive, so when you come here, you after creating your credentials, you go changes involving a specific folder, which folder? That folder that you've created. So whenever you drop the file or whatever you do in that folder, this automation will be triggered. So you're saying from list, and then you choose here. As you can see that I say YouTube demo invoice, because that is the folder that I want to use. And then watch for file created, meaning that when you're creating a file, meaning that when you upload a file, so this workflow will be executed. And everything else you leave it as it is, and then you press test event. Before you press test event, make sure that you go to ChatGPT, you ask ChatGPT to create an invoice for you, and then after creating an invoice for you, what it will do is it will make a PDF. You take that PDF, you drop that PDF to your new folder that you've created. After dropping that PDF to a new folder that you've created, what's going to happen is this node, not workflow, node will be executed, because now you've dropped the new folder. And after dropping this new folder, after fetch test event, it means that these two now are both connected. So whatever you do in that Google file or folder that you've created on your Google Drive, it will have an impact on this Google Drive, because now you've connected the two. So you just fetch this test, and this is what you're gonna see. And after seeing this, you can do what you can do is after you can just go down. You see okay, this is the content of the file that you've uploaded on your Google Sheets. Okay, so this will be ticked green, meaning that both items are connected. And then after that, you go to you'll just press plus, and then you go to download a file, and then you say Google Drive. You'll say Google Drive, and then what you will do is file download. You'll choose this, and then after choosing file download, you will be directed to this. After being directed to this, you will see here credentials again, because it's the same credentials. So what you will do is you choose the same credentials you chose on your Google Drive, and then file, resources, as you can see it's file, and then operation, it's download, because you want to download the content of the invoice or of the file. And then after downloading the file, what you'll do, you'll choose by ID, not by from list, not by URL, but ID. Why ID? Because all the files you are downloading, or all the files that will be downloaded to that URL, not URL, to that Google Drive, have got different IDs. So we can separate them by file ID. So you choose by ID, because each and every file has got its own ID. So if you say URL, that's not gonna work, and then from list also, that's not gonna work. So just leave it as by ID, sorry. And then after by ID, you come here, you search for ID. After searching for ID, what you do is you go to ID. Usually ID, it's like this. Yeah, this is the ID, and then you take this, and then you drag and drop, double click, and then you drag and drop. But I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it again. So you just drag this, and then you drop it here, meaning that whatever file that you receive with a different content, because we're trying to map this automation or whatever. So what's going to happen is you will take this file, which is the ID, and then you drag and drop here. So you're mapping, so you're just telling the AI agent that you will receive different files, but I am making an example that this is the kind of file that you will receive. So but I'm not saying this is the only file that you'll receive. You'll receive like different kinds of file, but you need to know that in whatever file that you receive, you need to extract certain information. Okay, so after that, and then you execute the workflow. But I'm not going to execute the workflow. So after executing the workflow, you will receive this, meaning that you're downloading your output, or your PDF, not PDF, but your information in a binary format. Why are we saying we need to download this in a binary format? Because this application, or this tool, does not allow any other format, or it cannot read, or let me just say, this tool here only reads binary formats. You have JSON. JSON is like it's the structure, or it's the format, or it's the structure of the content. But for you to get all the content in this invoice, you need to download this item and then change it to binary, so that you can extract all the information that you need. But if you don't download, it will just have superficial information. So by superficial information, you won't get all the information that you want inside the invoice. Okay, and then after that, you execute, and then you'll get this. It's up to you. Download whenever, you can leave it like this. And then you go here, extract from file. After you've executed this file, this node, and then you press the plus sign, and then extract from file. This is what you choose. And then what you're going to do, extract from PDF. This is what you're going to choose, because it's a PDF and you want to extract information from the PDF. So you extract that information from PDF. Let me just open this. So after extracting, you see this is the previous, this is what we saw on the previous node. It was an output, but now it's an input because it's coming from a previous node. So you leave this extract from PDF, and then this must be a data, and then you leave it as it is, and then you execute this step, and this is the information that you're gonna get. And then after getting that, what you're gonna do is you come here to this step, information extractor. So you go here again, you add information extractor, you choose this. After choosing this, it will just be attached to this node, and then after choosing, this is what you will see. And then after seeing this, this is what's going to happen. So what you will do in this node is that there's a text. So on a text, this is what you will see. You'll just take this, drag and drop. You just take this and then you drop it here. I'm not going to drop it because already this file, this automation is like complete. So you just take, drag and drop, drag and drop here. And then this from attribute description, you leave this as it is. And then after you've dropped this here, and then you say the schema, and then attributes, you add attributes, because attributes are like variables that you want to extract, because this thing wants to extract the information that you need on this on this invoice. So what's going to happen is you want to extract company name. That's number one. And then number two, okay, it must be a string. A string means that this is a true or false. If this is true, and then you do this, and if it's false, you do this. This is a date, a number, a string. But a string is like the word or the name as it is. And then you have email, because one email. So description, you describe for this extractor, like, so that it will understand, okay, if you're saying email, what email do you want? Because we're using AI, so it will say this is the email of the company, as you can see. And then here it says address, so this is the address of the customer. So as you can see here, invoice number, this is the invoice number. So you need to describe like that attributes, like which is the dates. This is the date of the invoice, and we have total amount. This is the total amount of the invoice. And then we come here options. So in this options, we'll choose system prompt. So you'll just press and then you choose system prompt. On this system prompt, what's going to happen is, you see, you are an extractor. This will be generated automatically, so you don't have to worry about this. And then you just leave it as it is. It's done. And then, but this thing now cannot function on its own, because it needs an AI agent to think, because this is the brain of everything. So you need to add this AI agent. So when you're adding AI agent, not AI agent, open AI. So what you need to do, you need to go to tool, and then what you need to do, you need to add. So what you're gonna say is open AI. So open AI after, and then you say message a model, because you're messaging the model. After messaging the model, you want to know how can you structure, how can you extract like all this information based on the extractor, which is the AI agent. Okay, so you say open AI, blah blah blah. This is what you're gonna see. Okay, so let me go to this one. So you open credentials. So when you want to open AI credentials, this is what you do. You're saying open AI. You say open AI. So after opening AI, after this thing, you say and then you log in. After logging in, you log in. If you don't have an account, you create an account and then you log in. API platforms, because if you don't have an account, you can always create an account. Okay, so this is what you will see, and then you go to API keys. When you go to API keys, you create new secret key, and then you name the key, and then you create. After creating that secret key, you copy that secret key, and then after copying that secret key on your OpenAI, also you need to add like $5 of your for your API keys to work, because it won't work. So you need to go to billing, and then after going to billing, and then you can add maybe like $5. That's the minimum. I think I've used my $5 for like almost like 6 months. So you need to use your it's token. So you need to do that, and then after doing that, you're good to go. So what you're gonna do is you go back after copying that that key, because this is what's gonna happen. So you paste it here, API key. You paste the API key, and then you save. After saving, you'll be able to connect to your OpenAI, so that it will draft the email, it will do all other things, it will think for you and all that, all those things. And then you say from list, and then the model, you can choose ChatGPT 4.1 mini, because it's very good when it comes to all those things like texting and everything. And then after that, you leave it as it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete this because I was making an example. And then what you do after this information extractor, you go to your Google Sheets online using the same email that you're using here, that you used. So you go to you create a Google Sheets. After creating a Google Sheets, you name the Google Sheets maybe let's say Invoice database, the Google Sheets. And then you add this company name, email address, invoice data, line items, and total amount. And then you go back, and then you add from here to here. What's going to happen is you add sheets. After adding sheets, you select, and then what you're going to choose here is append row in sheets, because you want to add information. So you say append. After that, this is what's going to show. So what you will do here is you create credentials create credentials. So after creating credentials, you'll say sign in with Google because you've already signed in with your Google Drive. So you just say sign in with Google, you choose the correct Gmail account, and then after that, resources, sheets with documents, and then operation you append, and then documentation, make sure that it's from list, and then when you click here, if it's connected correctly, the folder or the sheets that you've created, it will show, as you can see here, invoice database. And then after that, and then you go down, sheets, and then sheet one. Sheet one means it's this sheet one, and then you go down here. So company name, just drag and drop, email, drag and drop, email address, drag and drop, dates, you drag and drop, line items. As you can see, all those things are here. You drag and drop. Okay, so after that, and then you execute step. After executing step, this is what you're gonna get. This is the output that you're gonna get. And then after that, we say model, we say OpenAI again, and then we're saying OpenAI. After choosing OpenAI, respond text, and then after that, what's going to happen is this will draft the email, and then after drafting the email, it will send it to your billing team. So okay, let's see what's inside here. So you're messaging a model. It's the same OpenAI account that you've created on the previous node, and then resources text, operation is message a model, and then model you choose 4.1 mini. I always choose 4.1 mini, and then type, you see it's text because you want to send the text, and then row, please choose system here, and then after choosing system, this is what you're going to see. I want you to take a screenshot of this. So this is like a job description of this AI agent, as you can see. And then after writing this job description, you write a user prompt. Okay, type, and then it's a user. So this is the user prompt. So your user prompt is your company name, and then a company name you drag and drop, email drag and drop, address drag and drop, and everything, a line item you drag and drop. And then after that, what you do is you go down, and then you can execute step. After executing step, this is what you're gonna get. So after getting this, you can see this is the text. So with the text, with Gmail doesn't allow any other formats of receiving information or emails. So what it will do is that it will only accept HTML. So if your text is in any other format, it will be like, you will see like there will be weird stuff on your email and everything. So that is why you need to choose HTML. But after you've executed the step, you leave it as it is, and then what you do is you go here, you add. So there's an option to add, and then what you do, you choose Gmail. After choosing Gmail, you choose send an email. Choose the send a message. After sending a message, this is what you will see. So you create credentials. The credentials is the same credentials that you use for your Google account, Drive, same credentials that you use for your Google Sheets and everything. So resource is messages, operation is send because you want to send an email. So tool, so you can use your personal email because you want to receive an email on your email because you want to test. Okay, and then the subject of the email, please take this as it is here, because if you want to drag and drop, I experienced a problem with dragging and dropping because it takes the text of the email as it is. As you can see here, it says subject line invoice blah 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 blah. So with this text, it's already include like the subject line. So I had to take a screenshot, send it to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT helped me with this, like to separate the two, to separate the body and then separating the subject. So this is what you use. Okay, this is the expression that you need for ilokuzan for the subject. So as you can see, you can take it as it is, or maybe if you're experiencing any problems, you can just go online and then maybe on Google take a screenshot of your workflow, and then you can send it to ChatGPT. Okay, and then it's the same thing with your email tab. Please do check, please choose HTML, because I did say that like when you're choosing HTML, because it's the only language that Google Gmail understands. So just choose HTML, and then when it comes to messages, you're supposed to take this, drop it. But now the thing is, it's the same paragraph. It's in the same paragraph with the subject, so you need to separate the two. So that is why we're using this code and this code here. So you can take this code as it is, and then you can take the other code as it is if you're following everything that I've been explaining. So here you need to add option. After adding an option, you say append N8N attribution. This must be off because it means it's a way of N8N marketing itself. So when you're sending an email, it will say this email was sent via N8N. So you need to switch this off if you want to be professional, and then you can execute the flow. When you're executing the flow, this is what you're gonna see. This is what you're gonna see. This is the message you will receive. This is the message you're gonna receive. So it's invoice number, and then we have received blah 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 blah, as you can read here. So it says here the details have been successfully added to our Google Sheets. Okay, so it gives this information to whoever that is dealing with invoices, so that they can like be able to check if this invoice was added, is it paid, is it not paid, or whatever. So you just click here. After clicking this invoice, it will redirect you to this, the same invoice that we've created. As you can see, the company name is Chase Solutions, account, its email, and all the let's come here. Okay, so this is what I want. So you can see Chase blah blah blah, blah invoice, and then the dates, due date, payment, currency, and all that, like all those things that are included here. As you can see, websites, ecom, custom AI, and all that. So let's go and check. So as you can see here, line items, so you can see ecom, registration, custom chatbots, testing, websites, and all that. As you can see in this thingy, this is the total amount. This invoice number 1001, and then it's the dates, and then innovation, and all that. So this is how you create your invoice extractor. So if you want more, please do follow my account and subscribe, and then I'll be trying to add more value, especially for business owners, or on how they can use AI to accelerate and make their businesses much better using ilokuzan, using your AI.